Jesus always sets up these questions and situations where he's going to be the answer. Instead of us thinking like, hey, Jesus is going to provide bread for us. I am the bread of life. Instead of Jesus saying he's going to teach us how to abide in God, I am the vine. Instead of trying to teach us the way to God or the way to follow God, I am the way, the truth, and the life. Jesus is not a teacher of the truth in John. He is the truth. And so I always laugh when I'm reading and listening to people talk through John. They're trying to encounter Jesus. They have these really simple questions. Hey, how are we going to feed all these people? And Jesus is like, sit down. I am the bread of life. um, so I think that's funny. And then our application I just want to share is for us to read John, you meditate on it, take your questions to God in prayer, and read John, and Jesus is the answer to every question. If you love Jesus, you keep his commandments. John 14:15 says that. And if we make the effort, I learned this when I was in college, and it really changed my life. If we concentrate on loving God, then we will naturally keep God's commandments. The emphasis is not on trying to keep the law or trying to keep the commandments or show God that we love him, but if we focus on loving God, the relationship with God, which is why this is relational theology, which is why I love John. If we concentrate on the relationship with God, we will naturally keep commandments. The same way that if you know somebody, if you concentrate on building the relationship, whether it's romantic or a friendship or with family or what have you, if you concentrate on the relationship, you naturally do things that make that person pleased. So if I'm in a relationship and I love somebody, then I do things to improve their lives because I love them. You don't have to tell me to take care of my mom or to bring her food because I love her. If she asks me, I'm going to do it. I don't have to try to figure out how to make sure that I speak to her enough to meet requirements for being her son. I do it simply because I am her son. I love her, so I communicate with her. And God wants the same thing for us. Jesus wants the same thing for us. That when we have questions, we come to him, build up our relationship, and that is where he will meet us, and we'll naturally do the things that please God. We don't even have to worry about not sinning because we're concentrating on loving God. So that's this week's episode of Relational Theology. I'll see you guys next week. Again, this is Alan signing off.